The character of Batman has been around for a while, about 84 years. So you probably know who he is. You've seen him in the games, shows, movies. You can name it, he's probably been in it. And that's the lead to a lot of perceptions about the character. And the character has had a lot of perceptions that are neat and good, and some are really cool, and some are not. Some are really bad, some are just completely don't understand the character. And today I'd like to talk about one that I think isn't really understanding the character, at least in my opinion. And that perception is that Bruce Wayne is the mask and Batman is the true identity. I think that this is just not true to the character. The character of Bruce and Batman are, yes, very different, but they are fundamentally one character. When you break it down, that the way they both present as a Bruce and Batman to people are not who they actually are. The character of Batman is presented to a lot of people as a very cold, very calculated character who is mostly just fear. And that is who he presents to when he is fighting a criminal or anyone from his rogues gallery. That is true to them. And then the character Bruce, he presents as a very much playboy womanizer. That is very much how he presents. Yes, he does occasionally help with fundraisers, outreach, things like that to help the poor, but that is very rarely done. That is something that is more rare. And again, and that is more true to what is more true about the character, that both Bruce Wayne and Batman, the identities, are parts of the same person. Is the best way to put it. They are more one person. Bruce is nothing without Batman, and Batman is nothing without Bruce. They are very much one. And you can't really say one is not the identity when one isn't. Like, one is not more important or less important, that's what I'm saying. And the best way to put this is that when you look at the character of Batman, the character and character Bruce, the way they are put is not really shown to a lot of people. They kind of put on these fronts and these masks to everyone but the people who are closest to them, being the Bat family and the Trinity. And they rarely show who they truly are to anyone else. And this is shown in a lot of characters in the Bat family. They are characters who Bruce sees himself in and reaches out to and tries to help and make sure they don't end up like him. Someone who can very easily push everyone away if he doesn't watch himself and doesn't have someone there to ground him. And this is shown especially in the Robins. All the Robins have had something happen with it. Bruce sees something, they've lost someone or something, they've had a hard life. And Bruce sees himself in that, and tries to help them to make sure they don't end up like him. And this is best shown in the first Robin, Dick Grayson, since what happens is very similar to Bruce. The difference is Dick wasn't a billionaire, he was a circus performer. So Bruce, seeing himself in that, seeing that he's going to end up like him, but without a lot of the resources he has, he takes him in and tries to help him. He tries to do anything to make him not have that anger and things that Bruce has. But not saying that he can't do it any other way, he helps him become Robin, and makes him Robin, so that he can hunt down the people who killed his parents, and get justice, and so he won't end up like Bruce. And there's an example like this for all the Robins. Like, in Jason's perspective, he makes him Robin to more or less help him with his anger, because he is a very angry child because of the life he's had. And in Tim Drake's for Tim Drake, it is not something that happens when he first becomes Robin. It's because he becomes Robin in a very different circumstance. Something that happens more into his career as Robin. When his father is killed in front of him by Captain Boomerang, the first person there to comfort him and tell him everything's gonna be okay is Bruce as Batman. He quite literally holds him as he cries over his father's corpse. It's a very big, sweet moment. And you could find an example like this for any member of the Bat family. And in those moments, Bruce is truly himself. A man who, yes, is very tortured by things, and doesn't really see himself as Bruce Wayne, but this is perfectly shown in the graphic novel Batman Ego, in that the equivalent of the basis of the book is that Batman, after a rough night on patrol, goes back to the Batcave and basically has a mental breakdown. And he hallucinates talking to the Batman persona. And it is a case of him trying to come to terms with it and understand why it is. And in that book, it is perceived as the more darker side of Bruce. It's seen as like the dark side of him, the more worse side of him, the more awful, horrible things he does. Besides that, what Bruce is shown as to be the more compassion, kind side that does all the good in that novel. And it is at the very end of it, the takeaway is ultimately that Batman and Bruce are nothing without each other. They are symbiotic in that way. They need each other to basically exist. And that is basically what I'm basically been trying to say this entire video. So yes, I think that it is a good point that, and a good way to view the character, that Batman is not the mask and Bruce Wayne is the mask and Batman's true identity. I fundamentally think it's a more boring way to view the character. And I think it should be a way that people view the character less that way, because it's a lot more interesting to view it in another way. That they are both important. Both of them are very important, very, very important. Without one, the other is damaged so very much, and that they should very much be coexisting in the importance. They are each very important. So yeah, that's basically what I've been trying to say the entire video. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. That's it. I hope this didn't suck too much. This is my first video, and I hope it's not too bad. And if you like, please like and subscribe. I have an idea for another video I'm working on while making this, and it's about Spider-Man and why writers keep seemingly torturing him. So yeah, that's it.